Folks in the house, how's everybody doing today? Hot one by me, and it's early in the morning while I'm doing this video. It's already 80 degrees. I think the temperature just went away on me, so it was above 80, and it's like, wow, gonna be a scorcher out there, and that's gonna be one of my movies that I'm gonna redo, trying to clean up some of my older videos, and so that's gonna get included. Hot wise here, the one thing that's been interesting I call them cornflowers. I should get the name of them. But there's flowers from my grandmother and hummingbirds. This year have been attracted to them, which I've never really seen, and so it's been entertaining seeing that. Again, trying to get the camera. By the time I get the camera, it's like I got to start having the phone by me so I can just grab it. But also, it's like I got to go get my phone, and then when I come back, hummingbird's gone. So it's been fun kind of watching them. And the bee population, like I said, seems a little good around this area. So for the bumblebees, so it's kind of nice seeing that. Okay, I do have some things to go over. This is from Walgreens and recommended. Go one. They do have like a Tex-Mex one. That one, if you're looking for a hot, it's got it. It's got some bite to it. It's a little more drier, but this one's enjoyable. And when these are on sale, decent deal. When they get like 2 for $5 or something like that, and 8 ounces. So when they're on sale, it's or $1.99, something like that. It's pretty decent. And then I have one that for alcohol, it's like stale. I just let's see if you get there. Gloria Margarita wine cocktail. I went with the mango. This is like no. I'm trying to get rid of it, and it's like yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna finish it off. Um, it's on the sour side, but it's not enjoyable. If somebody thinks this is enjoyable, they got some taste buds that are totally different than me. Because I was like, okay, I'll go with it, and no, I just do not recommend it. If anybody feels like they've had it and they like it, let me know because I don't get it. I just don't. Picked the rest of the beans, so got two more bags frozen from the garden. So decent pickings for beans this year. And then I got to get out there and get that cleaned up. It's just been a couple days been hot, and I just didn't put the time into it, which I need to start doing that. But I'm glad I did get out and pick the ones because they were starting to get to where they wouldn't have been pickable. Trying to think what else. Oh, I'm going to totally go off something. If you're a race car fan, um, Dave Marcus is somebody I followed. He, at the end of his career, probably last 15 years, he just wasn't. He was not really wanting to contend for like the Point Cup or anything like that. But he was an independent driver, and he got by literally shoestring budget. And really, the only way is if cars would drop out or crash. It is how he would advance. The last like 10 years of his career just weren't, but he was successful in the 70s and went until 2000. At one time, he had like the most consecutive races. I ended up seeing some of his recent interviews as he's gotten older and talked about the past and stuff, and they're kind of some interesting stories. And then I saw one with Kenny Wallace that he had a video, and I ended up getting a thumbs up from Kenny Wallace for making a comment on it. So it was kind of interesting. Just got a kick out of it because it's like Dave Marcus. Nobody really, like I say, in the 70s, he was one that did contend a bit up until the 80s, and then he became an independent driver, and then that just was hard. And it's something that it's like you almost want to see those kind of people succeed, just because of the budget. But his very cool story about him is the shoes he wore. He wore wingtip shoes for his driving shoes, and the story is, I guess people would burn their feet, and he ended up having some direct. One of the drivers said, "Hey, you have any, with certain type of sole?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got my dress shoes in the car." So so he went and got his dress shoes to wear for the race, and ever since he during that he wore wingtip shoes, and it is kind of interesting story. And then one other one that I didn't know about is he in the 90s, again, you have to be a NASCAR person. Hoosier Tire and Goodyear had a tire war, and there was one race he was the only one that drove Goodyear tires, so that because of him, Goodyear had a continuous in racing tires at in NASCAR. That was interesting, that they just didn't have a good tire, I guess, and all the other drivers went to Hoosier, and he was the only one that stuck with Goodyear. So kind of interesting, just hearing this, just somebody that's down to earth. He literally did the work when it came to the car. I mean, it was pretty crazy that, being low budget. But I was, like I say, there's some stories out there, and they're just nothing over the top or anything, like just average Joe kind of thing. And so it's kind of nice seeing that. But yeah, I just laughed when I got a thumbs love comment or whatever from Kenny Wallace. I was like, hey. So, all right, movie wise, that's my story on Dave Marcus. I used to follow him, and I didn't even care about like who to like Daryl Waltrip, Richard Petty. Um, and so, yeah, there are some interesting stories there. I almost feel like they should, like, the last independent driver, have the Dave Marcus story or something. I think it would work, um, if you would push it right. Okay, so two movies from previous video: Heart's War, Bruce Willis, POW World War II movie, decent, worth watching, and then Scorched Earth, Gina Carano. I hope I'm saying that. Uh, Post-apocalyptic bounty hunter dealing with some outlaws. That one got a 4.4, and so it's like on the lower end. But for a 4.4 movie, it's like, yeah, you can watch a 4.4, because there's some movies when it's like, no, don't watch it. It's one that you can get away with in regards to watching. Then I have some classic movies and some that are in the 70s, but went with Charlie Chan, Dark Alibi. This got a 6.4, 1946. If you're looking for some kind of fun, the old movies do have some things there that can entertain you. So basically, if you ever watch Charlie Chan movies, he's a private investigator, and he's got a son, number one son, I think it is, and he's always in mischief. So if you're looking for some past history on movies, Charlie Chan, and there's a bunch of them, and I think definitely two actors played Charlie Chan, and I know I covered this, I think, before, but it could be three, but they're decent. Like I say, just sit back and call it a day kind of thing. And I watched one with Gary Cooper, 1953. This one was totally out of what I would expect for a Gary Cooper movie. Um, Return to Paradise. And he's basically an American drifter in the Polynesian islands, South Pacific Islands. And he falls in love, and he's on an island with a missionary that kind of has a stone fist for taking. So it was not a movie I expected for Gary Cooper, but different. If you're looking for something totally different, I'll recommend that. And then Mission Monte Carlo. This was a television show with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. And the last one is The Executioner, 1970, George Peppard, a spy movie. So those are my movies. Have a good day. Fuchs in the house.